Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with my 100th YouTube Lego review. So yes, as I just said, this is my 100th review. Now I'm not going to talk too much about this, but I'm just going to say there may be a little montage at the end of the videos. Perhaps stay till the very end to see that. Although it probably won't be very long, and I'm probably going to upload a whole separate video about my 100 reviews. Because I think a lot of people would consider me a review channel, so it's a pretty big occasion for me, this. But even so, I'm not going to talk too much about it now. We're just going to get right into the set. My 100th review is on the Imperial Shuttle Tydirium, set number 75094. Ages 9 to 14, comes with 937 pieces, and is retailing for £80 or $100. So there you go. That's a pretty big difference, by the way, just pointing out. But anyway, now I think a lot of people consider this the best set of this line as of yet, and I suppose I'm probably going to agree for a few reasons. Number one, there's only been 5 sets in this line, so really it's not the biggest, you know, achievement to be the best set out of 5 sets, but even so. But that is not to say it's completely imperfect. I mean, the Imperial Shuttle itself is just a cool vehicle, which gives it points. And I think the fact the UCS one was so cool is going to make this one sell pretty well. But, in my opinion, it does have some flaws. The build, in my opinion, was actually pretty depressing and just repetitive. And it was just tedious because so much of it was just this middle section. And there was so much technique. It really felt like we were spending hours on this bit. And you were doing so little, quite frankly. It was just so depressing, I'm not going to lie. And also, I'm not going to lie, I think this looked kind of ugly. I mean, the box doesn't, but that's because you're seeing it in when it's flying. Like this, when you see the tile, not the tiles, but, you know, plates, the underside, it looks, in my opinion, ugly. I'm not going to lie, but there you go. But it's still a cool set, got some cool features. And we're going to go and do it very quickly, because I want to get this done, and I want to start working on that 100 review montage thing, but yeah. Anyway, the build, by the way, will be down in the description if you want to check that out, but yeah. That is more than it. Let's go dive right into the review, starting off with the minifigures, and we've got some very cool exclusive ones right here. Let's get into it right now. So starting off, we have Han Solo in his Endor gear, which is very cool. Now, I'm not 100%, but have we ever seen him in Endor gear at any point? I'm not sure if we've ever got a minifigure for that, because I think back, I don't know what was cool, that Endor set in 2009, like the base, we got him, but we only got him in regular gear. However, we got Princess Leia in Endor stuff. But yeah, but if it is the first time, it is definitely very nice. The printing is very cool. It reminds me quite a lot of the Kashyyyk Troopers for some reason. The color is perfect. I was slightly worried they make it a little too bright green, but they didn't. I think the coloring is perfect. Very nice. Just very good minifigure. There's not a whole lot of back printing. It's more just sort of colouring and stuff like that. But that's okay because, you know, there wasn't a massive amount on there in the first place. He comes with a regular pistol, nothing too special there. His trousers, or pants in America, are very nicely printed. I mean, just the whole thing, the colour, I think, really sells the minifigure. It is very nice. If you want to make an Endor scene, this is the absolute perfect Han Solo minifigure, in my opinion. Just an amazing figure. Very nice. He does have a two-sided face. By the way, hairpiece, the exact same shade as we've seen before. This is his, I don't know, regular face expression, I suppose. And this is kind of his happy, you know, we won the destroy the Death Star facial expression. So, yeah. So this guy is very cool. A very nice minifigure. I'm glad they redesigned him. I mean, just, yeah, a brilliant... I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like something's slightly missing. Like, did he have a hood or a backpack or something? I don't know. Is that just me? Maybe it's just me. But he still looks incredibly nice. I very much like him. You can actually sort of see his jacket underneath sort of showing through that gear there, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, but even so, very nice minifigure. The colours, I think, really sell it, and I think it's perfect. Really, I don't know how they could do much better with this. Maybe a little more back detailing, maybe detailing around the sides, but I don't know. I'm just, yeah. But very nice, and that's more than I said to him, though. He's very cool minifigure. I'm glad they added him. But yeah, I think now let's just go into Chewbacca. Nothing too special about Chewbacca, but even so, it was good to have him. Let's go on to, right now, Han's trusty co-pilot. Alright, so here we are with Chewbacca, of course. I don't believe this Chewbacca is any different to the one we got in the, what was it, Droid Gunship, I believe. I believe it is basically the exact same minifigure. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's still a very good minifigure, still an improvement on earlier the ones we got, but really there's nothing amazing special here. Of course, there was a joke in episode 6 saying that they didn't really design these ships for Wookiees, but, you know, even so. But yeah, so he's a very nice Wookiee, I suppose. He's very cool. Basically what you got the Droid Gunship, or I think he's coming another set. I can't remember what other set, but he's coming another set. Then you'll have him, he's, you know, still pretty cool. And a very nice addition to the set, but there's really not much point in spending a lot of time with him. He's, you know, of course, very nicely detailed, comes with a crossbow, but really very nice minifigure. So that's more set to Chewbacca, I would say. And I think let's just now move on to one of the big attractions of this set, and that is Princess Leia in her new poncho thing? I don't know. Let's have a look. Alright, so here we are, Princess Leia in her Endor outfit as well. Now, we have had one of these before, by the way, but we got them, you know, the detail was definitely not this caliber in any way, mainly because, you know, a few years ago we last got an Endor Princess Leia. But, yeah, really, I think the main attraction here is, of course, this, which is a fabric. It is, I suppose, slightly different to, like, the regular capes. More of a fabric, I suppose. They're kind of rigid, the capes, in one sense. I mean, this is very much more an actual sort of, I don't know, cloth, in one sense, to the feel. But yeah, I like to have it like this, not completely straight on, just so, you know, kind of shows a little bit to give it more of like a, you know, she's actually wearing it, you know, a bit screw-if, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the detailing on it, of course, is very, very nice. If they give us more, like, of these type of things, like 3D, that's what I really love. The best minifigures, I feel, are the ones that have 3D type things. Like, that's why I love Darth Malgus as a minifigure, because he has, like, a 3D sort of armor plating, you know. Because, I mean, yeah, of course, printing is great, but it's brilliant to, you know, have extra layers and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool little thing. It's only on the one side, by the way, but, you know, just saying. You can wear it like that and it looks kind of weird. But anyway, so yeah, just showing the torso then. The torso is pretty cool, I guess. You know, nothing too special, I suppose. Very nice. The trousers really aren't too, really where it kind of declines, in all honesty. There is really nothing here, actually. Of course, she has a cookie, by the way, for the Ewok. But, yeah, there's nothing really there to see. She comes with a little pistol as well. The back printing is pretty cool, I guess. But, you know, relatively standard for this sort of, you know, for 2015. But still pretty cool. The hairpiece, I don't think the actual mold is new. The colour might be slightly different, but I think we've got something somewhat similar before. If it is, then it's cool, I guess, but we have got something fairly similar. But yeah, I would say the big draw is like just this thing, really. It's kind of weird, since it's just like a little fabric, I suppose you can make yourself. By the way, for those wondering, you don't put it on, oh, I can't take it off, but you don't put it on, like, underneath the head, like we do with capes. You put it on literally after. I'll show you that in the instructions, but that is a pretty cool feature, I suppose. But yeah, so that's pretty nice. I get the feeling this minifigure may go for a lot on eBay or Bricklink once this set's sold out, despite the fact it's really just a fabric that makes it, you know, so unique. But yeah, even so, it's still a cool minifigure. I'm very glad we got her, of course, you know. Very, very nice. Yeah. Very cool. But yeah, that is more to Princess Leia. She's a very cool minifigure, as I said before. I think they'll now just move on to the last two minifigures, which are, by the way, different. And they are the Endor Rebel Troopers, which have different facial expressions, different all sorts, apparently. Don't know why, but they do. But yeah, I'd say this is probably the best minifigure of this set, in my opinion. Although all of these are very good additions to the Endor scene. So yeah, definitely a very cool minifigure. Let's now move on to the last two figures. Alright, so this is a Rebel Trooper. Pretty cool. I mean, I think the printing, as you can see here, is very detailed. It reminds me quite a lot of the Sheep Trooper for some reason. But the detail is very, very nice. And you may be wondering, where is his gun? Well, that is within the ship. The other Rebel Trooper also comes with a gun. He gets to hold his, unfortunately. This guy does not. But yeah. So, by the way, just to point out, the trousers on both of these are exactly the same. It's just everything above that is different. And also, this is not flesh-coloured hands. These are kind of those glove things you may have seen before. They're kind of weird in my opinion. Just look like cream, because they're not the same shade as the face, so yeah. But anyway, so the printing is very nice, very detailed. I mean, of course, for those of you customizers and for those of you who kind of look at the most intimate details, you do see the belt and the thing don't quite match up Or at least there is a little cut there, but I think that's, you know, realistically, for a lot of people, that's not a major issue. That's just kind of there. You got a hood on the back. This is all very nice detailing. You got, of course, the new cap, which actually, by the way, this green is a different shade. It's a darker shade, and I think it looks more accurate than we've seen before. So very nice. Oops. Now take off his helmet, which I can't do apparently. Oh, there we go. No, he does not have a double-sided face. Just a single face. Of course, he's just a standard Rebel Trooper, so don't really need one, but, you know, just saying. But he's a very, very cool trooper. I personally really want a battle pack to be made of these guys. My ideal battle packs are like Clone ones and these sort of ones, you know, versus the Empire, because I really love the Rebel Troopers in their Endor armor. I think it looks so cool, in my opinion. It just looks so, so good on them. But yeah, so if they start giving us more of these guys, I'd be really happy. And I'd be very much inclined to make an Endor mock, quite frankly. Yeah, that could happen. But yeah, that's more it to this Rebel Trooper. Very, very cool. But let's now just move on to the last Rebel Trooper, which kind of is, I don't know, an old man, I think? I don't know, whatever. Alright, so moving on to this Rebel Trooper. This guy is pretty cool as well. I mean, I think the main difference is the face. I mean, what is that? He looks like Scarecrow or something. Jeez, what is with the beard? What is with his mouth? Jeez Louise. That's kind of terrifying. But, still cool, I guess. It's cool to get different rebels, because, of course, unlike the clones, they are not exactly the same. They are different people who have volunteered. And by the way, just pointing out, for those who don't know, I don't know why you don't know, but Stormtroopers are not clones. Not anymore, at least. Something happened in the middle, but I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, so yeah, the face is kind of, odd. I believe in the preliminary pictures we saw, like, what was it, New York Toy Fair, I think? I don't know. They swapped Han's head for this guy. Was it? I don't remember. But yeah, so, that's a little odd, but even so. The torso, as I said, the legs are exactly the same, but the torso is pretty cool, I guess. More of a sort of standard kind of old man farmer type gear, I suppose. Really nothing to say there. A fair amount of this is different. I like the fact they didn't just give us standard rebel for each rebel, I suppose. You know, they gave us different types of things, and yeah, so that's very, very cool in my opinion. I like the different sort of, this, I'm not sure what you call that shade in the arms. It's not really blue. It's kind of a greyish blue, I suppose. I'm not sure. But, yeah, so it's very, very cool. I just really like the fact they give us different rebels as opposed to just the same one, like the same facial expression, you know, to, you know, really give each rebel personality. And, do you know what I'd love to see? A stop motion of, like, rebels. A group of rebels. Just, like, not, I mean, the Rebel Alliance. I mean, like, a group of, like, a few rebels just going around doing stuff. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, but he's a very, very cool minifigure. As I said, he comes with the weapon, but so the other one. It's just in the thing. But yeah, so pretty cool. I guess despite the fact his head looks a little weird, it's still cool to get different Rebel Troopers as opposed to just the normal one. So yeah, he's still a cool addition. And I suppose you could use stop motion and you know, mention about his face looks weird and looks like Scarecrow from Batman. But even so, that is more or less it. And I think let's just now move on to the set itself. The minifigure is very cool. The only minifigure I wish we kind of had was maybe Luke Skywalker, just because he was in this set as well when they were going on to Endor, but I don't mind. It's no biggie. And I suppose the droids were as well. I suppose a lot of people were. There was like a whole battalion of these guys, but never mind. Yeah, but that's more or less it. And let's now move on to the set itself. Alright, so first of all, just saying we have a brick separator, nothing too special there. Of course, we've got 1,000 of these. If you've been collecting any sort of large Lego set for the last, I don't know, 3 years or whatever, you're almost definitely on one of these. But yeah, moving on to the set itself then. This set, as I said, is pretty cool, and from the box view, it looks very, very cool. Here is the problem, from the sitting view, I mean, it might just be me, but I do not like it. Leave down in the comments if you like this view. I think it just looks so ugly with these plates and stuff. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't appeal. Maybe it's just because I've seen the UCS one. The UCS one looks so cool in basically any position. Maybe that's just what's influenced me, but in all honesty, I do not like this view whatsoever. But yeah, but it does have some good points. Of course, the ship itself is just really cool as a vehicle, so yeah, but even so. Now, I will say one bad point is, as I said before, so much Technic in this section. It takes, I mean, this entire build for me took 2 hours. An hour and a half, maybe? Something like that was devoted to just this bit. Not even the cockpit, just this bit. And I was like, oh gosh, the Technic, because it felt like you were doing so little and taking so long with it. It's just annoying. But anyway, yeah, so let's go from the bottom and move our way up. So, first of all, a really cool feature, which I haven't actually seen before, but I know they had it in like the Palpatine's shuttle from like the Clone Wars, I think, was the landing gear can fold like this. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, technically speaking, it can land whether or not, you know, it stays like this or this. It really does not matter. Technically speaking, it can balance wherever you put this landing gear, but it's still cool the fact it can fold out and stuff like that. So it's very, very nice. In here, similar, this reminds me of the AT-AT, quite frankly, of this hatch, which, oh, sorry, you can't actually do it from, like, it is responsible for gravity. Effectively, you pull this knob down, and gravity pulls it down as well. You can still see what I mean? Yeah, like that. That's very cool, and that's just simply a hatch to the thing. Now, technically, it goes down a little too far. It goes actually further down than the landing gear does, but I suppose you can put the landing gear out like this, and that is pretty cool. Technically speaking, they're meant to come out of here, but whatever, we'll disregard that. So that's very cool. Moving around to the front, we've got some weapons around here, which is very cool. These you go up and down. Really, well, actually, no, not up, just there and down, actually. These go sort of up and down, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, this is a shuttle. It's not, well, it is a military vehicle, just because it's in a war, but it's not really meant to attack things, so the weapons aren't that powerful. Just a little Star Wars trivia for there. But yeah, so they do pretty much the same thing. And this is actually one of the few occasions where I'm glad we have the spring-loaded shooters. Because, by the way, you get 4, you get 2, obviously you can fire, and then you get 2 extra. This is one of the few occasions where I like them, because one of the big problems with them, yes, they're very good playability, they're very powerful, but, like, for example, with the Bark Speeder, I think 2014, they were so vulnerable. You accidentally knocked it, it went flying across the room, and you lose it, you know, and of course that's why you give it spares, but even so, it's annoying. However, this, you can't knock it, not really. There's no way you can grab it, and you'll accidentally fire this. The only way you fire, actually, is because you see that thing there, that's the only bit that shows. That. And you have to really put your finger in there to fire it. And now I suppose if you're a younger child, that may be easier. But if you're like an adult, that may be tricky. I'm not going to try, but that actually is the only place you can fire it from. I have checked. You can't fire from anywhere else. Maybe a little more visible would have been helpful, but you know, it's still, I like the way you can't accidentally do it, is what I'm saying. But yeah. Now the wings, I originally thought it was like the UCS one where there's like a knob at the back where you turned it and the wings came down. That's not true. They come down independently and you simply pull them down. See? I think it probably gets how they work. That's the maximum position they go to. They can't go further down than that. And of course the other one does the exact same thing. Really nice to see here. This is just a lot of technique. You see, in this position, there's got tiles, and it looks really cool. It looks really professional. It looks like a proper vehicle. In this position, not so much. I'm not happy with that. By the way, it's also the uppermost way it can go. It can't go any further than that. But yeah, moving towards the back, we have, of course, these little guns here. These guns, probably, I don't know. But yeah, they can move a little, I guess. This can't do anything, can't open. It just looks pretty cool. Almost reminds me of Millennium Falcon, but looks pretty cool. Yeah, more or less just going on here. You've got a few stickers, not a massive amount. This is a sticker, you've got a few stickers around about, but there's not a massive amount. This actually opens the exact same way the UCS one did. Opens like so. Actually, it's very kind of weak. So like if you do it, it'll just fall down, but that's not a big deal. I believe these are stickers. But yeah, you got, I suppose, 3 spaces in there. 2 technically for minifigures, but there's also like a 2x2 back there. Now, of course, the actual one is considerably larger, so it would fit an entire crew, but even so, it's pretty cool. It doesn't rest on anything, so technically, if you turn it upside down, it just rests there. So really, you can't do a massive amount of maneuvers, but still pretty cool. But I think it's more or less it. So you go on the main feature, which I think the main feature is the only one left. So the main feature, I suppose, is how you get in. In the UCS one, this entire thing comes up. I kind of like that feature, but that kind of did sacrifice a few things. For example, you couldn't lift it from the wing because, of course, it would just come off, I believe. I'm not actually sure. But, yeah, but for this one, of course, you see all these rods going up. That is because you can lift it from up here. And that's really here and maybe here. In fact, you could probably lift this from quite a few places, to be honest with you. I'm a little reluctant to hold it from one of the wings, but whatever. Anyway, so this section opens up, and that's the only way you can get outside. There's no other way to get inside here. Unfortunately, you cannot see that very much at all. I've tried to open the other side. And by the way, it's probably best you put the wings down for easier, but it's a little difficult seeing here. But that is a crate, by the way, with the Rebel logo. That's a sticker, by the way. You really just got some stuff in there. You got some seats. I'm sorry this is so dark, but there's nothing I can do. That's a sticker back there. That's very cool. I think it's Endor, maybe? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to try to turn it around. You also got a couple more seats, and that's the other gun rack. That is, you could modify to put a seat there, but that is also meant to be for where this goes, the Rebel crate. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, more or less. I think it's more or less it. Oh, this thing came off, but you know, that is more or less it. I think then to the features of the set. I think this is partially for feature, but I think it's partially for display and just general use more than anything. It has got some playability, so it will appeal to slightly younger LEGO fans, but, and by the way, as you can see there, it's probably easier to access it if you just take the whole wing, put it down. But I think this is very much for, you know, teenagers and stuff like that. It's not really meant for playability, well, in one sense, because it's kind of sturdy, fly about, you know, you can use this for stop motions, mocks, things like that. This really, I feel, is a good set for that sort of thing. It's unlike the unlike the Death Star dual thing, where it's more playability. This is more, I don't know, I guess a general setup. So it's a very good set. I would definitely say it's the best sell this line. But yeah, that's not really saying much. There's only 5 sets, but yeah. I think that is more or less it to this set. Is, as I said, a very, very cool set. I really do like it. Perhaps not the prettiest in this position, but still, it's, you know, decent size. It's smaller, shorter in the box, so that's pretty cool. I think you could probably fit in a shelf if you've got a reasonably high shelf, but yeah. But yeah, there's more or less it to the set, I would say. Very cool. I'm very glad I got it. One of the, well, the best set of the line. Very nice in a lot of ways, and yeah, that is more or less it. Let's just now move on to the instructions of the box and include this review. Alright, so as you can hear there, the instruction manual is fairly bulky. I mean, it's only one instruction manual, because even though this does cost $100, it's still considered a fairly small set, not the size of like the Imperial Star Destroyer or something. But as you can see there, the minifigures, still of course some to come in like the upcoming Sith Infiltrator, which god, I hope that looks different in the actual thing, because it looks terrible. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You've got just advertising for LEGO City, really nothing too special there. And then of course got the 5 sets, just as a point of reference. I reviewed that, you can check out my channel. I'll be reviewing this probably this weekend. I know it's kind of late, I wish I could do it very soon. But unfortunately Amazon said, no, you won't get it till this weekend, so I probably won't review it the weekend. I don't know if I'll review that, I won't review that, because I'm just like, no. But I may review that, I'll see. Leave down in the comments if you really want me to review the Flash Speeder, because I'm thinking about that. But yeah, you got inventory, pretty cool, all this stuff. All this is pretty cool. I think it's more than 100 pages of build, 154, so you know, yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course in the front, just as you got the jewel on, why do I keep saying jewel on Geonosis? The Death Star final jewel, they are advertised for Star Wars Rebels, and then, you know, this thing about Lego.com and whatever, so pretty cool. Now just put in context of how annoying all this Technic is, alright, this has 900-ish pieces, okay? Took me 2 hours. The Death Star Final Duel has like 700 pieces, so only 200 less. Only the equivalent of 2 battle packs less of pieces, right? That took me 1 hour and 10 minutes. This took me almost another full hour when it only had 200 more pieces. Just because of this blasted Technic. It was so annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It was actually a pretty tedious and just, oh gosh, such a build. It was, I mean, look at all this. Oh gosh, I did not like this Technic whatsoever. Once I got into the wings, I was like, yes, finally, because the wings take like no time, but because they're just basic plates. So yeah, but even so, there's more in the instruction manual, pretty decent. You know, kind of oddly shaped, like mostly like this way, but you know, no biggie. But yeah, that is more or less it to the instruction manual. This we can now onto the box and then conclude this review. Alright, so moving on to the box. Of course, at the top we just have minifigures, very cool here. Same along the bottom. By the way, it doesn't really call them, you know, Princess Leia on Endor. It just says Princess Leia, so, yeah. But anyway, of course, because Europeans are on the piece count. Why, you may ask? No, who would know? No one knows. But, yeah. Still got the Disney logo at the bottom, by the way. Yeah. Ooh, Disney. But anyway, yeah. So, just showing you around. We just, of course, have the features I showed previously. Very nice, I suppose. All this cool stuff. By the way, inside the crate I showed you there were grenades. So, yeah. But just, you know, in general, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, really, it's just kind of all this cool stuff. I suppose it's kind of cool the fact you can have the Rebel Trooper put in the missile there, because it kind of works there, where it is. Oh, that's a cool feature. I'm sorry I didn't show that. because I was wondering why those pegs were there. You can put the extra missile launcher things in there. That's really cool, actually. Because you actually got somewhere to put them. Because in most sets, you just kind of have to hold them out until you lose one. But no, that's actually a really cool feature. I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool feature. I forgot to show you. I'm sorry, but yeah, cool feature. But yeah, more into the box. The box is slightly oddly shaped. It's considerably thicker than most of the boxes. I can find a box. Oh no, sorry, I can't. I thought I had one box near me, but I don't. But yeah, it's a considerably thick box, and it's more square than a lot of boxes, really. So it's kind of odd. I wasn't really expecting that. I was more expecting something, well, a more average-sized box, more, you know, landscape. But whatever, no biggie. But yeah, it comes with 6 number bags, the same as the Death Star Duel, but of course it takes a hell of a lot longer because of the blaster technique. But that's it. But yeah, that's more or less it. To the box, let's just now go and conclude my 100th review. So here we are in the conclusion of my review of the Imperial Shuttle Tydirium set number 75094, and not just that, but the conclusion of 100 reviews. Now, not all have been LEGO Star Wars, granted, not even all have actually been LEGO as such, some have been books, but even so, I've done 100 reviews on this channel, and that is pretty cool, not even including the ones I've done on my second channel, but yeah. Anywho, so this set is very, very cool, definitely the best set of this line, and it does have flaws, I'm not gonna lie, it's not quite as good as it could be, but I think it's more just because of the UCS one was so epic. The expectations for this one were just so high, and realistically, because it's smaller, you're gonna have to sacrifice some details, some issues, you know, and really, I'm not 100% sure how they could have made the undersides of the wings, like, smoother and whatever, just as they were on the UCS one, and there were a few issues maybe. I mean, I would prefer slightly better access to here, but I think to do that, you need to take off this wing, which means it would have been unstable, so you couldn't hold it from this wing, and yeah, overall, I am glad, you know, for the size of the set, it is definitely a very good set. I couldn't have really asked for LEGO to give me more. So, yeah. The minifigures, of course, are very epic. I wouldn't mind Luke in sort of Endor clothing. We saw him once again before, but it'd be cool to get a new version, but whatever. But that is more than it. So I'd give this, 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. So a very, very good set, of course. Definitely a very worthy addition to your collection. Of course, I suppose I prefer the UCS one, but in fact, quite frankly, even if you have the UCS one, I wouldn't even mind getting this one as well, because I think both versions are very, very good. And especially if you don't have Imperial Shuttle, this is a very, very good addition to your Imperial Navies, and I very much recommend picking it up. But that is more or less it, guys. If you enjoyed this review, please do give it a like down below. And thank you so much for watching. Leave any suggestions or anything down in the comments. Hopefully my next video will be my montage of 100 reviews. But after that, will be my next review, which will be the Assault Carrier. So look forward to that. But anyway, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Leave down your thoughts on this vehicle down in the comments. Are you picking it up? You know, what's happening? But there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time with another review. Bye, guys. Pure green, you know, the colouring is absolutely perfect. I mean, you can just see... Really? Really? Just fly off the stand, why not? However, it does have some flaws, which I'm not entirely happy with, which I will go in later into the build. What am I talking about?